What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Another episode for you guys, and we've got a special guest, the other brother, Ashraf, from the Lonely Brothers podcast, where he has no subscribers. No, I'm joking. We've invited Ash today because people can't make it, and we're able to kind of schedule time with Ash. But guys, as usual, it's just two brothers giving our thoughts on pop culture and TV, movie world, giving you updates on the news and what's happening in those world. And obviously we give our thoughts on real world issues and whatnot. Check the description, guys. If you don't want to hear our thoughts about what we've been up to or real world issues, you can go to the description and get straight to the Geek Out news. And also all the different topics will be there. So if you want to hear something specific, if you want to hear us talk about something specific that's happened this week or whatnot, then you can check the description and get straight to that part. Guys, as always, thanks for the love. For all the considering we've been shadow banned, we actually reached 700 subscribers, got up to 700. So still on an average 25 subscribers a month, which is great. That shows that there are people out there listening and enjoying the content. So we really appreciate you. And we can just keep doing our thing, really. But yeah, thank you so much for the love and all that stuff. And yeah, man, on that note, man, another episode. We've got some fun stuff to talk about this week. And we got Ash. Ash, what's happening, bro? What's going on with you, man?
Nothing, bro. It's been a while since I've joined the podcast. Just been lonely, man. The lonely podcast. So us brothers have made this joke now that I'm not on the podcast enough. So I've started my own podcast called The Lonely Podcast, where I have no subscribers. So yeah, but generally cool, man.
Weekly video. But guys, no,
That's
on the
yeah.
real though, all the gaming footage you see on the gaming channel is from Ash. He's the one who's playing the games and whatnot. So lonely guy playing his video games is on the channel. And we do sometimes transfer clips over to the main channel when something epic happens in the game or whatnot. But do check out the Brothers Geek Out gaming channel for gaming footage and stuff. But yeah, go on, Ash. What else has been going on, bro?
Yeah, nothing much, man. Just a busy morning as always, getting the kids ready. It just my son goes to the mosque, trying to get him ready, then trying to do the laundry, trying to get the washing in, trying to get ready for for the next week, man. Just been busy, man. Work, gym, getting back into routine. Fasting month was done. So I was fasting while training after work. So it was good. I lost weight, which is brilliant. But at the same time, it's like, Dad, did I want to lose that weight because I've lost a bit of bulk? But I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those training things. Me and you were discussing about creatine yesterday, which we'll probably touch bases on. Um, that's it, bro. Just busy, man. Being a father is so tough at times. It's so stressful, because you just boom, boom, boom. You're on the go. You don't really switch off. And the moment you do switch off, you fall asleep. That's it. So that the other night it just went to sleep by 8. I sat there, I was like, yeah, cool. And then I fell asleep with the controller in my hand playing games. So yeah, man. Other than that, it's been good. It's been good, bro. I can't complain. God's good. We just keep pushing through, man. That's it.
Man. That's it. Cool, man. Well, that's good. It's good. It's good to hear that everything's going good and just still hustling. Same here. Same here. Just hustling through the week. What do you call it? Hustling through the week, just getting through, man. Getting back into the routine. I need to get back into training. I've been training, but not martial arts. So I get back into martial arts next week. Just had some problems I had to sort out. The house has still got a freaking hole in the ceiling, so to get that sorted. The missus flies to Poland on Monday night, so we're gonna be alone here for a month. So just gonna train really. What else am I gonna do? Just chill and train.
Man.
I done a medical. Well, actually, I done a full blood test basically, just to kind of check on all different kind of levels of being minerals and vitamins and what I'm low or deficient in, my testosterone, all that sort of stuff. So really interesting. I've always wanted to kind of do that to see how I could get better performance out of myself or whatnot, just kind of make sure my health is in a good place. I mean, overall, the doctor said like nothing alarming. We went through it today. It was like an hour call to go through almost everything.
So the procedure, normally, like, you get a blood test done and they give you results on what you're low on. But you said you went in depth with this what do you call, medical report, medical check on yourself. Like, what did they do? Take urine sample and stuff like that? Like, how does it work? I don't know, man. For the viewers and the listeners, they may want to know, like, what's it like?
Yeah, so this is not just going to the doctors and a GP because they just test for
Mm,
one specific thing and that's it. It's in and out. They don't really go into details and whatnot. So I paid
yeah.
separately for this with a
Mm-hmm.
specific medical company or whatnot. I'm just pulling it
Mm,
up just so I can kind of give you an idea. But yeah, basically what
mm.
happens is they came to the house, they took literally 5 samples of blood, not just one sample. They took five
Wow.
little things of blood, whatever you call them. And then they
Yeah,
took a
yeah,
urine sample. You have to fast for 12, at least 12 hours and whatnot. But
okay.
just to give you an idea of it's like the report is like a 20, how long is this? 21-page report. And
Damn.
it breaks down each thing into each like molecule or whatever. I don't know the science of it, right? So when they talk about iron, it's not just
Yeah,
it's not just iron. That's it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
different building blocks of that, for example. But
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
it's like my uric acid loss, like my urine samples and all that sort of stuff, and just to
yeah,
see there's
yeah,
different
yeah,
elements of that. Then they go into my cholesterol levels. So they test
yeah.
all of that. Then they go into my liver functions and they
Oh
test all of that.
wow.
And again, like I said, there's like under liver function, you got, and I don't understand all these things, man, but you got like 7, 8 different talking points: total protein, bilirubin, bin, and all these scientific words: GGT, gamma glutamate transfer, like gamma radiation.
Yeah.
I don't know, loads of stuff. So
Gamma
there's that.
radiation.
They go into what is this? Creatine to see what my creatine levels are like.
Mm,
They go into glucose to see how my glucose levels are like,
mm-hmm,
diabetes and whatnot.
mm.
Creative proteins, glycemic hemoglobin, again, stuff that I'm not
But
familiar with, but this is where the doctor
mm.
kind of takes you through my calcium levels. They take you through my
And do they do like a consultation at the end once you get the report? Said, have you read for the report, or do you phone them and say, look, can we discuss things
No, yeah, so
as
they
well?
called me today morning. So they put to talk, they scheduled time to talk you through it. So literally every
Okay,
point.
nice.
So sodium, potassium, my
Mm,
testosterone levels, my
mm-hmm,
iron levels. Like I say, under iron, there's so many different elements. Under everything, there's so many different like medical points, you know what I mean? Like, so it's listen, it was interesting. Like I say, like there was nothing
mm,
alarming for me. But it's
mm-hmm.
interesting to know because I was anemic back in the days, and I'm
Yeah.
actually still kind of anemic, even though I take iron pills for the longest time. And he's basically saying,
Mm,
well, since you're supplementing on iron, it might be a thing where your body's not really absorbing the iron. So,
mm,
he's recommended like make sure you take like 100 milligrams of vitamin C with your iron to help absorb it. Make sure when you take your iron, maybe take it 30 minutes before dinner or while
mm-hmm,
you're eating. And
mm-hmm.
then he also just recommend if you want to just look into your iron as well, because there could be some physical things. It goes, go to your doctors and ask them to go see a specialist, medical
Mm-hmm.
specialist, and then show them the results, and then they could kind of physically look at you and see what they can diagnose with the iron and stuff like that.
I
So
mean
loads
that
of things.
yeah, that sounds good, man. Like because of we were discuss I was chatting to you the other day, and obviously I take supplements as well, iron, blah 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 blah. And I kept saying you like my stool sample, not getting into too much detail, is black, and I'm like, damn, what's going on? Like, what is it? So you said, Ashley, you may be having too much iron, man. So I think this checkup is probably ideal for everyone to do maybe once or twice in their life, man. Maybe even more, bro. If you can
Well,
afford it,
once
because
a
it's not
year, yeah,
cheap.
it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not
It costs
cheap.
about 250, 260 quid. It's not cheap at all.
Yeah, so but it's worth it though. If you say once a year, I mean, if you put that in mind, you put £300, but that was £300 for you and your wife, right?
No, no, it was no,
300
no,
each.
each, but 250 quid each. So listen, financially, some people can't afford to waste that kind of money to
Of
be true. But if
course.
you
Yeah, yeah,
can,
yeah,
it's good to get it done. But then also you have to work on it. You can't just get it done and
yeah.
be like, oh, this, and that, and then that's it. You got to work on some of those things. So that's what I mean, end of the day, the doctor said, listen, like you're not in a
Mm,
position, you're healthy, so you're not in a position where something's alarming, but these are
mm-hmm,
points that you can work on. So I'm going to work on them. I'm
mm.
going to work on some
Yeah,
of
of
these things
course.
and
Yeah, yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
So it's interesting. I've always been, my main thing was like, I'm 39 now.
Mm,
I tried to train hard still. I wanted to see what my testosterone levels were. My testosterone levels was above average, which is great. but that might lead to a little bit of rage issues. He said he was trying to ask like, "Are you taking?" I'm like, "No, I'm not taking no steroids or whatnot." He said this is a very slight amount above, so I'm good. But he goes, an extensive amount could lead to rage and anger. I'm like, you know what? I am angry. I mean, that's something. It could lead to loss of sleep, which is one of my big problems. I can't sleep
Yeah,
properly.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a very interesting thing, man. Listen, I'm gonna do this every 6 months or a year, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna work a little points here and there. I mean, we were talking about taking creatine yesterday. The guy told me, like, for now, hold off the creatine just because my uric acids are high. And he said that could be due to protein, too much protein. So he's like, let's test that and see if let's reduce a bit of your protein right now and test it. So I might have to go on that for a
That's
little bit and test it. If it's not that, then
yeah.
I'll get back on the higher protein and take the creatine and we've got to try something else. But it's an
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
that is very interesting, man, because you don't know there's the breakdowns within your body, man. Like you just think it's iron and this and that, but there's like you just said, there's categories within the iron and so on and so forth. I don't know the medical terms behind it, but there's so much to it, And we were talking
Yeah,
about creatine yesterday. Obviously, we both train. I train 4 to 5 times a week, and at times I feel a bit deflated because I'm not seeing as much progress as I want. And I do train hard and I cycle, so I get that cardio in and I train. So I've always joked about taking steroids, which I never will, guys. Yeah, right. It's just one of those things, isn't it? But creatine, everyone tells me get on it. You will see improvements. And you sent me that link yesterday, and there was a lot of health benefits. At the same time, there was a lot of scary things such as hair loss. Um, what was it? There's a hair loss, putting on weight, like massive weight, and
yeah. That's
this
if
and
you
that. And
overdo it though. That's what I'm saying. Like, with
yeah.
all this stuff, like, people are like, oh, the average protein, you should take this much, you should consume that, which is all good. But the thing is, everyone's body is individual, everyone's life is individual. And that's why during one of these tests, like, yeah, you can
Mm,
stick to the average. I'm gonna take averagely this much protein, this much creatine, this much carb, whatever, right? That's fine if you can't take these kind of tests. But for me, I'm in
yeah.
a position where I can. So it's like, you know what? Maybe the average might not be good for me. Maybe I need to take more. Maybe I need to take less. And that's
Hmm.
why this, like I say, I was gonna take the creatine, but after this, I'm like,
Mm.
I'll hold for now on the creatine and maybe I'll take it in 6 months or something.
I'm looking to get some. I'm planning to go like, walk down the road, check Holland and Barrett. I'm not going to buy anything just yet, but I'm going to go Holland and Barrett, maybe get their advice because sometimes they're quite helpful in there. I've spoken to a lot of people. A lot of people say, yeah, do it, because you train hard. Um, get on it, you will see a difference. Maybe not straight away, but in 6 weeks' time, you will see a difference. Um, but let's see. I mean, you spoke about Joe Rogan on that podcast. I didn't watch
Yeah.
the podcast, to be honest with
Yeah,
you, but what was his
he's
thoughts?
spoken about it. And look, creatine is something that we produce naturally in our body anyway, right? But
Hmm.
apart from the physical and training benefits, which is good because it helps get more water into the bloodstream and makes you kind of has more endurance and whatnot, it helps with like cognitive function and stuff. And that's what I'm more interested in these days, right? My brain
Mm-hmm.
function. I want my brain to be healthy.
Hmm.
I'm trying to get my brain healthier in regards to like work and learning and when I'm reading books and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I got actually interested in it, not really because of the training performance side of it. That will be a benefit, but it
Hmm.
was more about the cognitive function. That's why I take like lion's mane and
Hmm.
nootropics and stuff like that because that's what I'm more interested in. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. But the side effects is basically if you overdo it with creatine.
Hmm.
That I mean, listen, if you
Hmm.
overdo it, that's obviously going to be the
That,
problem. So I
anything you
yeah, I
overtake
was
it, yeah.
planning to. I even with all my supplements, I actually never take the daily recommended amount. I put like
Ah.
if it says 2 scoops or twice a day, I'll do it like once a day or 1 scoop. That's
Hmm.
that's just me.
Hmm.
So even with the
Okay.
creatine, I wasn't even going to take the recommended amount. I was just going to take half of that, just add a touch to my
Mm.
shake basically. So that's what
Yeah.
I recommend as well.
Yeah, because like I take impact whey protein and I take carbolin, which is electrolytes and carbs, to give you energy throughout your training, which I cut down to be honest with you. Um, but now with the creatine, I'll probably take it twice a week, man. Monday,
I would
the beginning of the
say
week,
I
and
would
then
say,
Thursdays.
bro, try it, buy
Mm,
it, and go through
mm,
that cycle that you bought, and then just see at the
mm-hmm,
end of it, see how you feel with it. Like you should note it down. Like, how do I feel
mm,
today? How do I feel after taking
mm,
it?
mm,
And
mm,
then by the end of your like, you should start now before you even got it. How do I feel today? How do I
mm,
look today? What's
mm,
my weight? Blah 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 blah.
mm, mm,
Then
mm,
get
mm.
on it for the month. How do I feel today every day? And kind of note that down. When you finish that cycle, your pot or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is, then you could be like, well, okay, let me compare it. Did it work for me? Did
Yeah.
I feel good? Did I feel the same? Did I see no difference?
Mm.
Did I feel great? Do I look different? Then you can kind of decide, like, actually, it worked for me. Let me get on it. You know what I mean? So go in
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
cycle
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Kibla just sent a message. He won't be making it. He said
All right, yeah, Kibler's busy.
that's
I know it's
cool.
been a busy
He's busy.
week.
His
But yeah,
brother-in-law's
let's
getting married, so
yeah, that's it. That's cool. I mean, look, we got you, which is good. And we're putting the content out there because there's news and stuff to geek out about, which we will get into. Guys, look,
yeah,
we'll
man.
get straight into it. We'll get into like real world issues. And guys, as always, check the description if you don't want to hear our thoughts on real world issues. Then check the description. You can skip this and whatnot. But we're always going to talk about specifically right now the situation in Gaza. This was what got us shadow banned and whatnot, but we don't give a shit. We're still gonna talk about it. And you know what? We still got people who do listen to our content and still watch our geek out content and trailer reactions and all that stuff. But this is something that's horrible that's happening in the world right now. And we won't get deep into it today, but what some of the stuff that is still going on, there's still a genocide going on in Gaza. And according to the ICJ, there's plausible genocide, and they're doing a course. So, people just saying, people throwing around that word genocide. End of the day, man, by listening to the courts and just experts on it, that's the perspective I'm gonna take. You're not just killed like nearly 34,000 innocent people, because we don't even know how many of them are the terrorists. They haven't showed that. Also destroyed their schools, their water supply. You're not allowing aid coming in. You're basically trying to get rid of the whole of people and whatnot. But what's
Of course,
happening
man.
now, which is heartbreaking, is like all these, again, there's all these protests going on at universities and whatnot, and respect to those people protesting against a genocide. But then the mainstream and the propaganda and these inhuman
Acts.
politicians,
Yeah.
they're highlighting that these protests are violent, they're anti-Semitic, and Jewish students are not feeling safe. That's all bullshit. Now, I'm not saying all protests are not violent. There are some there are some idiots that will go there, that's for sure. And there are some things that might kick off, but the mainstream is just focusing on that. And these protests, a lot of them are Jewish. The Jewish Voice of Peace, they're holding protests. There's Muslims, there's black people, white people, Asian, everyone there. It's a multi-cultural, it's a human protest. It's not just, but that Yahoo in freaking Israel, that Yahoo, I can't believe he even said this. He said that they're all Nazis. These protests are Nazis. They're anti-Semitic. This is
Cool.
this is what I'm saying. That this guy's the Israeli leadership are not Jewish. They've hijacked that religion. The fact that they're calling Jewish people, protesters who are just being human and who are basically protesting against the genocide. The fact that he's calling them Nazis and he's calling them anti-Semitic, that's how you
It's
know
done.
the Israeli politicians, they're
Just
not
clueless,
Jewish.
man.
They hijacked that
No.
religion.
Yeah.
So that, and the mainstream media, all they're talking about is the protest. And why? Because they're trying to take your attention off what's happening in Gaza, because what's happening in Gaza hasn't stopped. They found a mass grave of nearly like 400 people, man, and it was horrible. Some people were tied up. There's women, children in there, like disgusting. And the mainstream media is not covering that at all. Why? Because they're just focusing on the protests. Oh, the protests are violent, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. It's all, again, propaganda bullshit. I can't believe that. Listen, that's why the youngsters are protesting, because they're seeing through the bullshit, right? So these politicians are going to keep trying this stuff. Yahoo's going to say stuff. The politicians in the US who are paid off by the Israeli, by APEC and whatnot, they're going to be saying this stuff. But end of the day, man, the people are seeing through this bullshit, and that's why these protests are happening. Respect to those people. But yeah, it's heartbreaking, guys. Don't forget what's happening in Gaza. Don't let the bullshit mainstream take your mind off what's happening there. That's a strategy so they can carry on their war crimes and the genocide that's happening in Gaza.
It is sad, man. It's emotional, bro. That's the honest truth. When you see video, I can't see that. I can't watch the videos. I genuinely break down, bro. Especially when it comes to kids. I start crying, bro. Even the thought of it gets me emotional and teary, man. But it's inhumane now, bro. What's happening? what they're doing to Gaza and the Palestinians, the Muslims, people, man. What's happening? It's sad, man. It's like you said. What's his name? Hala? I don't even know his name.
That
Um,
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Oh, you talking
Bro,
about that
the,
terrorist? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But he just doesn't know what he's talking about, man. It's like you said, they don't, they just took on the religion. That's all it is.
No, they hijacked
Yeah.
it. They hijacked the religion.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah,
what
and
I
it's
always
like,
say this to kids. Like it's free Palestine and it's free the Jewish religion from these people who've hijacked it.
of
Because
course.
the real Jewish and brothers and sisters who are protesting against the inhumane stuff that's going on there, they know that
Yeah.
they've hijacked their religion. So we have to also look out for our Jewish brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I mean, there
And
was a
that's what I'm saying.
protest. There was a protest recently in Stamford Hill, and obviously in Stamford Hill, Stocknington, North London, there's a very big Jewish community, and these Jewish men and women were genuinely protesting for the people of Palestine, the people, not the Muslims. People it's not them, man. It was emotional, bro. When you saw it online, you think, what the hell, man? It's not. It's not Jewish. It's more the Zionist people. That's how I see it. It's the Zionist. I don't know. It gets me emotional, bro. It gets me sort of
It's
tongue tied when I think
you know
about
what
it.
it is? It is a hard topic to talk about. Everything that I say, I'm listening to, like I say, I keep saying this, independent news sources, breaking
Mm,
points, Mark Lobban
hmm.
Hill, you got, Basim Youssef who's going
Bassett,
around
yeah.
giving so these things, Norman Finkelstein, all of these guys are giving out knowledge and stuff you should learn. I just read a book or listened to a book by Chomsky, and it's called Who Rules the World? And it
Mm,
talks about all of this, but just it goes into so much depth about the government, the Western world,
hmm.
the whole world, and it just really breaks down the state of the world today and how it's in this position today from different governments and different way different countries, different superpowers act and whatnot. And
Hmm.
again, the mainstream media is all part of the propaganda machine. That's what it is. The
Of
mainstream media is
course.
not real news. It's
Mm,
propaganda. That's what it is. And each country probably has their own news propaganda. Like people think
yeah.
that China and Russia don't have that. Of course they do. The West has it too. BBC and all these mainstream New York Times, they are the Western propaganda media sources. And
Hmm.
Russia and China and all the other countries, they have their own propaganda thing. That's just facts. Like they're all fit. So
Yeah.
people, it's up to us as individuals to like, again, listen to certain historians like Norman Finkelstein, like Norman Chomsky, and listen to books and listen to these
Yes.
independent news sources who are not
Yeah.
corrupted by government officials and political
Yeah.
views and not paid off by advertising dollars or whatnot, and they give the real news. But again,
Yeah.
some
It's
people won't listen to that stuff. Some people believe what they see on the mainstream.
Yeah,
So,
like my colleagues, man. I mean, don't get me. I like my colleagues. They're fun guys. They're cool guys to chill with. But when it comes to this topic, they just follow what the media is saying, and I don't try and get into it at work 'cause it's not a place of, but I try and educate them and tell them, but they're just so blindsided by what the media show them. That's what they believe that
but that's because
uh,
how old are they? They're old, right?
I
How old are
mean,
they?
yeah, I mean, like 55 and
There
yeah,
you go.
50s. Just say
So
50s.
there was okay, exactly. So I was just watching it on Breaking Points the other day, and they gave a chart to see who
Mm,
at what age who consumes what news from where. And
yeah.
I think it was 45 and above was
Mm,
mainstream, like Fox News, BBC News.
yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. That's why, because that's why the younger generation, they get, yes, people are gonna say this, oh, whatever, right? But they get their news from social media. But the fact is, social media, yes, can be full of shit, but also it
Mm,
is a real source because people from Gaza are literally filming what they're seeing and
mm,
posting it straight onto social media. So it's actually live.
mm,
It is a live form of
yeah.
news and whatnot. So that's why these old people, you can't blame them because they're already embedded into the mainstream
Mm,
news. So that's just according to stats.
yeah.
People above
Yeah.
50 are going to be listening to the mainstream, and the mainstream is propaganda. I think the mainstream should be held accountable and should be taken to court in complicit to
Mm,
genocide. That's what I think.
mm,
Um, But yeah,
Yeah,
man.
no.
Anyway, that's all that. Listen, we won't get too, we could spend hours talking about it. But at the end of the day, I'm not an expert. We're not experts. We're human beings. We care for human lives. It doesn't matter who it is. But what's upsetting is because, and the reason why we discuss it and why it affects us is because injustice is happening, and the mainstream and the world that we live in, it's giving us the news to be like, oh, it's supposed to happen, it's fine, let those people die, we don't care. That's why we speak up. If the mainstream, if the world was actually heroes and trying to do the right thing for world peace, we wouldn't even have to say anything, we wouldn't even feel anything, because we'd be like, you know what, the people in charge are looking out for world peace. We don't have to do anything. We're in a good position. But because that's not happening, and we don't, anyone who's of, be it Palestinian or colored, are not seen as
Colored.
human, we have to speak out for that, because it gets emotional. It gets emotional
Of
because
course.
it affects us as well, like in the sense that I'm a colored person. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
not looked as the same human being as some other, Caucasians. And when I mean Caucasian, I'm talking about the politicians who make the
Yeah.
decisions, who like to blow people up. So that's why people are speaking out, man, because we can't rely on the so-called
The
world leaders,
social.
so-called
Yeah.
world peacemakers. They're doing genocide. They're killing off, the Zionist movement, man. They're doing what they set out to do, which is steal the land and kill people in genocide. And that's why we speak out. But
Yeah.
look, guys, we just want to quickly touch on that. Let's get into some of the geek out news.
Cool.
So
One
let's
sec,
get
bro.
into it.
Let
What's
me
up?
just get the
Everything
front door.
cool? Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool.
Everything
No, it's
cool?
cool, bro. Yeah, everything's cool, man. It's just someone's ringing on the door.
All
Um,
right.
but I think it's salespeople. I don't want to open the door, man.
I'll leave it. All right, cool. Well,
Yeah.
let's get into some geek out news, man.
Yeah, let's
All
talk
right, so
about some
things
geek out stuff.
things we watched, and this week the
Mm,
internet blew up with the epic Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, where we finally
yeah.
saw Wolverine and Deadpool together. It blew up the internet. It came out Monday. My God, it's the first time in a while Marvel got me hyped. I was
Mm,
happy. I watched that trailer multiple times.
yeah, man.
Oh, like this movie is gotta be like $1 billion movie without fail. The chemistry
That's it.
between these two, even as human beings, Hugh Jackman and Ryan
They're,
Reynolds,
they're,
is
they're
just
mates. They're
their mates,
friends.
exactly. And then just the legendary collaboration which we read in comics, Wolverine and Deadpool,
It's
just
finally
being
happening,
together,
man.
finally happening. And man, that trailer was so good, man. That trailer was good. It's good to see Wolverine back. Hugh Jackman, he was
Yeah.
in his full
Yeah, yeah.
costume. Oh my
Costume,
God.
yeah, man. And the best thing is his arms are showing, man. There was a point I thought, oh, they're not gonna show his arms, man. And Wolverine shows his arms off because he's a muscular guy. And he got and the best thing about the gloves, it comes out the metal pieces on his gloves, bro.
What
They're like,
they
oh man,
It's
it,
so
it's
awesome. I
their
hope he wears the
attention to.
cowl at one point.
Oh, please, they have
Yeah.
to, man. I understand that his hair does look like that, but the attention to detail is amazing, man. The way Wolverine is, you see him at the bar, and that's all he's always drinking. And the chemistry straight away, man. Get away from me, old little lady, or get away
Yeah,
from
listen,
me,
lady, like
little
immediately
lady.
you're laughing. I love it. I mean,
That's
there's so much things. I mean, in that trailer. I mean, listen, like I don't watch the breakdown videos anymore. I'm not into that because it just too much. Those videos killed it for me after Doctor Strange, and I don't want to see those. But I've seen loads of things. There was the big dead body of, and so I think this is going off. A portion of it is going to be Old Man Logan's story from the comics,
mm,
and in that
mm,
comic, basically I think it was Mysterio actually that made him think that the
mm.
X-Men were his enemy. So Wolverine ended up killing a lot of his own his teammates, his family, the
Oh,
X-Men or whatnot.
damn. Okay,
So
yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
he
yeah.
goes into this sort of depression or whatnot. But anyway, I think the Old Man Logan story is going to be a part of this. You saw big dead body of Ant-Man or Giant
Yeah,
Man. You saw
giant man.
there was other characters like what's her name, Lady Deathstrike, um,
Yeah, there
Azazel, and some of the
was
other X-Men
there's a few
that.
other
Yeah,
characters. Yeah.
exactly. Apparently, there was a guy. So the Thomas, the Punisher, the one with not Nick
John
Cage,
John Travolta.
and Thomas. What was the guy who played it? Was it Thomas Wayne or something?
I can't. No, I can't
That's
remember his
Batman's
name.
dad, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember his name, to be
Can't
honest
be
with
able to put
you.
his name, man.
I'll check.
Anyway, there was that big Russian guy with the stripy t-shirt. He's in the
Yeah.
comic books. He's in the Punisher comic books. Welcome Home Frank is in that comic book. Anyway, apparently he's in it as well. Like there's a picture of him. And listen, that makes me geek out, right? Because there's so many possibilities in this movie. We saw at the end the Doctor Strange portal, right?
Yeah.
Where does that lead them? I mean, obviously they're gonna be jumping through multiverses. Who else is gonna be in this movie? This is what's gonna be exciting about this movie, but this is why I'm gonna kind of stay off social media. But
Yeah.
where are they gonna take him? Who are they gonna get involved? Like, are they gonna do a little like for me, bro? I would geek the fuck out if they put the Punisher in there just for a moment. If they put Hulk in there, like if Wolverine and Hulk kind of square off a little, because that's Wolverine was his first ever appearance was with the Hulk. I believe so, it was with the Hulk. Where he was going out to hunt the Hulk and whatnot. Do they have a moment like that? Do they have Spider-Man in there for a split second for Deadpool to tease him or whatnot? Like the possibilities are crazy, man. The portal that they jump in, do they jump into the fight in Endgames? Could you imagine the shit they could do with this movie? Bro, it's
There's
so
a lot of
exciting.
potential in it. There's a lot of potential.
But the reason why I don't want to get too hyped because I had all that like hype for Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness by watching too much theories and all that stuff, and then it wasn't all that. So I don't want to get too hyped. I just want to still go in with my expectations.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why I avoid watching anything in depth like yourself, man. I watch the trailer and that's it. Because you go in depth, man, and people just ruin it and it's false rumors and this and that. I just want to stay away and just wait until the movie itself and just keep that hype, man. It looks good, man. There's so much hype with Wolverine at the moment. I was just saying, like, there's a Wolverine game coming out. There was like a little leak of the gameplay, which it actually looks really good. Then the movie, and there's all these statues from Prime One and XM Studios, and these statues are looking crazy, man. That's like the 1/3 scale we spoke about. That one looks brilliant. So there's a lot of attention with Wolverine, which is good because he's an underrated X-Men character. He is X-Men, you know. Um, but it would be good if we get to see, I don't know, X-Men in the original costume. I don't know. You never know, man. You might see Henry Cavill as Cyclops. You should never know the possibilities they could bring, man. But
And
let's see, we just got to wait.
different variants of Wolverine. I mean, there's so many rumors about different variants of Wolverine. We'll wait and see.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah,
listen.
like
I want to be excited about. I'm going to be excited about the movie anyway, but I don't want to go in with too many expectations because that will just, ruin it. So I want to go in and accept it for what it is. But without a doubt, I think it's going to be awesome anyway. I just don't think it's going to be bad. It's just awesome. It's just
nah,
going to be
nah, nah.
so.
Regardless, bro, we're gonna enjoy it. It's one of those things, even though we take back and we just think we laugh, we enjoy it for what it is. Yeah, we have our little sneaks here and there, but overall, we just enjoy it, man. That's the main thing. But it's been so many years. How many years have they been trying to get this, or have we been asking for it? And they announced it, bro. The hype was unreal, man. It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so cool.
Oh wait, I'm taking the day
Um,
off work. I'm already like I'm taking the day off
I, I'm
work.
I'm booking like the Odeon Lux with the recliner seats. I'm gonna make sure I make the most of it, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely, man. All right, well, guys, that was a hype. That broke the internet this week for sure.
Yeah.
But let's move on. Let's move on. X-Men
I'd have to
97. Oh,
discuss.
well,
Yeah, me and Kibla went to watch an awesome movie yesterday. It's called Boy Kills World,
oh yeah.
and
Without
yeah,
spoiling it,
and
give us your thoughts. Well, no spoilers though.
yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but I tell you something now. I mean, the cast was amazing. You got your I forgot, Bill Skarsgård, yeah, that's a Bill Skarsgård. You had Andrew Koji, and then you had a guy from the Raid. Let me check.
I'm
That's
googling
it.
it
Yeah,
now
yeah,
myself.
yeah, and Rahin. I think that's it. Guys, sorry, my pronunciation. But anyway, the cast was amazing, bro. Man, the film was absolutely eye-catching. It's gory as hell. Like it's action that you want to see. It starts from the beginning, and it was just it was just a kid about his wild imagination going through something. I don't want to spoil it, but it's the inner voice that he has, yeah, that makes you laugh, and the characters that you meet. It was brilliant, man. I'm telling you, the martial arts was brilliant. The
There's bare
story was
people in it.
good.
Yeah, like you
It
got
had a lot
Andrew
of people,
Koji
man.
in it. You got
Yeah,
what's her name?
Andrew
Sam
Andrew
Gensi.
Andrew Koji Gilman was hilarious in the movie, man. I found it
Really?
so funny.
Because
Yeah.
he plays the Bruce Lee, or not Bruce Lee character. He's in the
Bruce
Warrior.
Lee. He's in the
Yeah,
Warrior, yeah. So
yeah.
obviously in Warrior was a very serious guy, but in this he was hilarious, man.
But
I
you
couldn't stop
got
laughing.
the kids who's in the
The
boys.
boys, yeah, 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 yeah,
Cameron Kovic. You mentioned Yayan Wahyun, who's a G.
yeah, yeah. He's
You
awesome,
got
bro.
Brett Gilman, who I know
Gelman,
for Shaved in
Shaved,
yeah,
yeah,
my
yeah. And
guy.
he was in Ball Legal, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He
Bald
was Ball
Eagle as
Legal,
well, but I
yeah,
always know
from
him for like Shaved.
Shaved.
You even got
Yeah.
Charlton Copley, the South African actor, in it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah. He was in it. Yeah, he was.
Listen, man, I'm looking forward to watch it. So the action is very creative action,
Uh,
yeah?
it was creative action, gory, fun to watch, entertaining. The cast was brilliant. Bill Skarsgård, honestly, he was perfect. He's a good action star, man. His martial arts was brilliant. I was like gobsmacked on how they shot it and the moves he was pulling off. I'm like, wow. I gotta give it to him, man. He's an up and coming actor. He's doing well for himself. His brothers have done well for themselves, so he's doing good, man. It's produced by Sam Raimi as well.
Oh,
Sam, yeah,
sick. Yeah,
yeah,
Sam
which was
Remy, I see that, yeah.
yeah, it's produced by Sam Raimi. But it was fun. Anyone that's listening to this, go watch it. It's a must. Like I sat there from the beginning to end thinking you kind of don't want it to end because the martial arts is just so awesome, man. So gory and so like yeah, you'd love it. You'd love
I
it.
haven't been
You
cinema in
definitely.
ages, but I'll definitely wait for this one. Hopefully they bring this out.
I don't go cinema as much. That's not the truth. But with this movie, I was so persistent with Kibla and Yakub. I said, guys, we need to go cinema. We need to watch this movie. Yakub hadn't even watched a trailer, and he was like, he was gonna cancel. I said, Yak, don't cancel. You'll regret it. You'll definitely enjoy it. But bro, the imagination that he has and the things that yeah, I don't even spoil it, man.
I think
But
it's out,
he
I think it's out in
is it out in
Dubai.
Dubai?
Let me check.
You,
Oh,
you gotta
wait,
watch
hold
it,
on.
man.
Hold on. Oh,
I
yeah.
genuinely
What is this?
good movie, man.
April 27th. So it came out this weekend, actually. It did come out here in
Yeah,
Dubai, but it looks like they're
for
showing
the
minimal. You know what? Since I'm home
yeah.
alone, well, Mrs. is not here, I'll probably go cinema next week to watch it,
I I was a bit like disappointed there weren't much advertisement for it, man. Like I thought, come on, such a big movie, like such a brilliant movie. Why is there nothing out? You know, I think in Wood Green they only had two showings, 6:40 and 8:40, and that was it. You know, so it was a bit like, come on, man. But I this movie does deserve its credit, man. Like the credit goes to everyone on the team and everyone. It was brilliant. I enjoyed it. I'll
I'm gonna
definitely
take
watch
a
it
look.
again.
I know those. I
Yeah.
definitely want to watch that. I know Kibbs and Attila went up to the Planet of the Apes, Kingdom
Mm,
of the Planet of the Apes
that's right.
premiere, and they met what's his name? Not Kevin Durant. That's a freaking basketball player, isn't
No,
it?
what's his name, man? Dirkman or something like
Yeah.
that. Wow, I'm so bad with names, man.
Nah, so
Yeah,
am I.
so bad.
But let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, hold on.
But yeah, them guys went to check that out, which is awesome.
Well, they didn't
Uh,
get to watch the whole movie though.
oh, didn't they?
No, so they had
Kevin Durant. Yeah, Kevin Durant. Yeah,
it is Kevin Durant then.
yeah. And
Yeah, what's it saying?
they didn't watch the whole movie. How come?
It was more of a Q&A. Like the staff, the casting was all there.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
cast, yeah. So the cast, yeah.
I saw. What's his name? I mean, what's his
I think
name?
got a picture with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I saw the kids. I
Um,
saw that.
who else is there? What's the gentleman's name? The British actor. I'm so bad with names, man.
Yeah, so am I. But I'm thinking of him now. He
You know the
was the
Gollum
Hobbit.
guy. What's
Gollum.
it?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Why
that's
have I
a
forgot his
Gollum
name
guy.
as well?
Yeah, I'm so bad with
I
names,
don't see
bro.
his name on the internet though. I don't know why. Why is it not
I
here?
neither do I, man. I wonder if he's behind the cast, the production or something.
Why the hell have I gone blank on this guy's name, man? Always do this. All right, I know they
He's,
went on
he's
that.
a
All right, cool.
Yeah, he's a brilliant actor, as we know. But yeah, they went to half an hour of it. They had a Q&A with all the cast and stuff like that. Ati and Kiba said like Kevin Durant was brilliant. He was friendly. You know, yeah, they said it was good. They said it was good. They can't wait for the movie. I personally, and this is my personal opinion, guys, I stopped following the movie ages ago, man. So Kibla did invite me to go. He said, Ash, come along. I said, Kibs, it's in Waterloo, but I can't get home and blah blah blah. I said, I'm not really feeling it, man. But you know, for anyone that does love Planet of the Apes and follow it, yeah, go watch it. Definitely go watch it, man. You never know, I might enjoy it. I might watch it one day and enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, loads of stuff going on with the Brothers Geek Out podcast. We're still, you know, keeping busy with all the premieres and screenings and stuff
Mm.
like that. So
Hmm.
that's been good on that front. Let's move on. X-Men 97, episode 7, I believe it was, man. I mean,
Yeah.
look, man, it's been dramatic since Gambit died. It's been tough.
Ah,
Last
I
week we
cried, man.
saw, I know,
I
last week
cried.
we saw Professor Xavier. Hopefully he's gonna be coming back. But this week's episode, I mean, another great episode. Everyone's grieving for Gambit.
Mm,
Rogue was
mm.
grieving a lot. We got Captain America in it. I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
man.
I think this is what I'm telling you now. I reckon we're gonna
Mm,
get an X-Men Avengers crossover because Rogue was asking Cap, was telling Cap, how come you're not doing anything
mm,
about it? And Cap was like, I'm
mm,
on the background looking into it, blah blah blah. But he
mm.
goes, me and my team, we're gonna. Yeah, he said something about me and my team, we're gonna get in.
You see my look? Yeah.
Yeah, General Ross was in it, and he made a comment about Hulk. I'm telling you, we're gonna get an Avengers. I promise you. This is what I feel. We're gonna get a final episode X-Men Avengers crossover. That's my feeling. Like there's something mad's gonna happen. The X-Men are fighting. This is what the way
Mm,
I'm visualizing. I'm gonna get goosebumps. I'm telling you, like the X-Men are fighting, they're losing. It's like they're gonna
mm,
die, and then the Avengers come to back them up. That's what I feel, man. It'll be
mm.
sick. That'll be
Yeah,
sick.
that was sick.
I
That was
mean,
sick.
look. Cap was in this. It's great to see Cap, man. I miss him so much from the movies. I'm looking forward to
The
Sam Wilson's
game.
Captain America, and that game
Yeah.
was good. But I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
see more Captain America and Sam Wilson's character. But this episode was awesome. The grievance from everyone. Rogue's just going through a lot, man. I can't even
Yeah,
imagine
man.
what they're
It's
doing,
quite
but
deep, isn't
they're
it?
doing such a great job.
You can see it's affecting all of them, such as like Cyclops as well. He's taking it quite hard as well. He feels as the leader of the X-Men, he's failed as well. You know, when he was speaking to Jean Grey, he feels like he's failed his relationship with her. Um, but you know, what I mean, they keep pushing forward. That was what I think one of the egos. We just got to keep moving forward, man. And that's what leaders do. They take that hit, they cry, and they just keep moving forward. But he's got to show everyone that yeah, things will get better. I think there was a quote. He said there was a quote. Um, Something about dreams, man. Dreams is something that will get us through, or something along them lines, anyway, man. But it's quite deep. The quote. Next time I'll mention it to you. But it
Yeah,
was good. You know,
great. But they've done a great job. I mean, this cartoon is not even a cartoon anymore, man. Back in the days when you sit and watch it, you're like, yeah, X-Men, but now
is that
like,
I
of course,
follow?
there's a story. Of course, there was always a story, but there's something different now. There's so much more emotional investment in this than maybe
Mm,
because we're adults, maybe we're just geeks. I don't know what it is, but
mm,
I think because I'm an adult now, I get it a bit more. As a kid, you just watch it and you just see the cool action
mm,
and
mm, mm.
Wolverine do what he's doing. But I'm so emotionally invested now. Like every week, I just want to see what's happening. I want more, and I want to get deep and dive in the story. I'm looking forward for
Yeah.
them to see Charles Xavier come back, the father of the group, to kind of be there for them after they lost a brother who in Gambit. You know, it's so much
You know what?
Magneto.
I love Professor Xavier, man. He didn't like I don't mind, man. Like, he didn't bitch out, and he's like, no, I need to get back to my family. I need to get back to my kids, man. They don't even refer them to like my group, my kids, my family. They're always his family. And there was a point I thought he was gonna be a bitch and so you know and say, "Nah, I love you, babes. I'm gonna stay." He's like, "Nah, man, fuck this shit, man. I'm out of here. I need my
My
family."
kids, my
So
kids,
yeah, man.
love
So well done to
it.
him, man. Like it's important that
Yeah,
he, you know, don't forget family, man.
definitely. No, I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to seeing more. Magneto's obviously still alive. I didn't think Magneto died, to be honest with you. So
That I was shocked with, but I don't know who the guy is at the end, man. I was a bit like, who
I
the hell
am
is he?
not. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm not familiar with him either, and I didn't research into him, to be honest with you. Um,
Yeah, there was a Cable. Oh, that was awesome. Again, he came back in with a grenade, and then
Yeah, and he was like, "We ain't got time for family reunions and shit."
yeah,
That was
yeah.
awesome.
Scott was like, "Oh, it's my son." He's like, "No, no, don't listen. Right now, we ain't got that time to have that family reunion. Let's get on with this, man." Which is awesome. Like you can
The
see,
re
he's been through that war.
Yeah, definitely. The reason why I don't want to do research on it because all these spoilers come up, so that's why I'll wait till it's done to research more on that character. But I don't want to like as soon as you Google it, all this other shit comes out. Like,
Yeah, man.
lucky I saw the episode, but immediately, like Captain America was on all over the social media. Nah, I want a spoiler
Yeah, I
alert.
saw.
So
I saw it. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not on social media, but I saw it on YouTube, and it was on the YouTube short. It comes up on my phone, and it was just like it was X-Men '97 and Captain America Shield, and I was like, "Fuck's sake, man!" Like the hype's
exactly,
gone. Like I was
exactly.
hyped, like thinking, "Yes, he's there," but then I'm like, I want to see it for myself. So, guys, stop spoiling shit, man.
People
Fuck's
do
sake.
it, but I lucky I didn't get spoiled. But that's what I'm saying. You know, you just gotta be safe on that. But anyway, X-Men '97, guys, best thing. I think we've got like 2 more episodes left, something left. I can't, man. I'm just a bit. I want more, but I think
They'll give us more. Yeah,
we're
we're gonna
gonna
get more, man.
get a grand, exciting
Yeah,
last episode. That's what I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
wait for that.
Oh,
All
we
right.
forgot about Storm getting her powers as well, which is nice.
Yeah, she got her powers back, of course. It's always
Yeah,
in it. It's
yeah,
in her DNA at the end of the day. She
yeah,
just had a
yeah,
mental
yeah,
block. All
yeah.
right, guys, let's move on to a couple of quickly things that we watch, and then we'll just finish off with other news and this week's retro movie review as well. So I got a chance to watch Ghostbusters Fallen Empire. I'm gonna be honest with
Mm-hmm.
you guys. When Kibler first gave his review, I was like, oh no, his review was a bit like, and I understood as soon as the movie started, and I got like, I don't know, maybe an hour, maybe 45 minutes in, I was like, I could understand why this movie just didn't have the heart like it did. I feel like it lost the Ghostbusters element. There was all these. Have you seen it?
Nah, I didn't get a chance to go
Look,
cinema,
I'm gonna
man.
spoil it. I'm gonna spoil it. It's
Yeah.
not as great as what we got last time. There's all these powers involved, fire elements, and all this shit. You
Oh,
know, the kid, yes, she's a genius. I get it, but when it's all revolved around a kid
is
and
it
how
is it the same kid?
yeah,
Thing's
Egon's
granddaughter, right?
granddaughter,
Egon's
yeah.
granddaughter. Yeah, yeah,
And now
yeah.
she has a relationship with a ghost who's talking to her and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, what is
Oh,
this
come
Casper the
on,
Friendly
man.
Ghost shit? And then the
Yeah, yeah.
guy from can't remember his name, man. The Indian guy. Hold on, let me just check it out.
Oh,
Ghostbusters.
I was gonna say Russell Peters, but it's not Russell Peters, man. What's his name? I know who you're talking about. I know he's in it now.
Yeah, Kumal Najani. You know, he's funny. The movie's funny and entertaining and whatnot. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is like he has powers. He's like, I got these fire powers and shit. And I'm like, what? With the
Mm.
Ghostbusters, man. It was just like
Yeah.
ordinary dudes fighting ghosts, but now it's not that no
Ghosts.
more. It goes all supernatural. I mean, of course, it's all
Uh,
supernatural, but like everyone's having powers and shit. Look,
yeah,
guys, like
man.
it's
That's the
just entertaining to watch. You've got a great cast. All the Ghostbusters come back. I'm surprised they didn't bring back Rick Moranis. I know. I think he quit acting anyway, but it would be great to have him back.
yeah,
But all the cast come back. It's fun. It's okay,
yeah.
but it lost the Ghostbusters element to be like the
Nah.
hype.
See,
After the last one, it was so emotional and hype, and now I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
nah. See,
So
after you just said that now, like powers and stuff like that, I lose interest, man. Like, come on, man. Like the trailer made it look really good. But now after what you said and what Kibler said, I'm the only person that gave it positive feedback was Yak. But Yak's a positive guy. He sees the good in everything,
he
which is
likes
good. It's not a
everything.
bad
Yeah.
thing. He likes everything. Like,
No, but so do we. I
yeah,
mean,
we do. We
I would
do.
never shit. We like everything as well. Like we don't. I'm just saying that like go watch it and enjoy
Watch
it. And
it.
there
Yeah,
is
yeah,
funny moments and whatnot. It's just
yeah.
like I'm not, you know, like it lost a lot of element for me. It lost a lot of
Yeah.
Ghostbusters element for me. All right.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it when it comes out on online or something, man.
Yeah,
But I
it's
haven't
already
really
out
got it.
online. That's where I watched it, to be honest. I'm glad I didn't go cinema, to be
Is it?
honest.
Send me
Yeah.
the link, man, because I have to watch it.
Check check that thing, man, the app.
Oh yeah. All
Um,
right. Cool.
all right, what else? I'll quickly skim through this. Rebel Moon 2. So that came out, Zack Snyder. Like, I'm gonna be honest, the action and the visuals are fantastic. It's hard for me to concentrate on it, to be honest with you. A lot of it was like I end up getting on my phone or I just let it play in the background. The first one was a
Uh,
little bit about that, like I felt the same way a little bit, but you know, I would watch the action scene to be like, that's cool. But then like it just
I
felt
I I
nothing. I don't
heard like
know.
they killed it with the slow motion. I think there was better
Mm,
slow motion scenes, and they overdone it apparently.
I don't know about
Yeah,
overdone it, but it looks cool. Like Zack Snyder's great with his action and visual
visuals. Yeah,
expression of action and whatnot. So I think he's amazing at that. This, I don't know, I think that just like the story, I just felt like it wasn't, there was something about the movie that just didn't capture me. The characters, I didn't get captured by the
Mm.
characters. They're all
Mm.
great. I mean, the cast of it is great. I'm not saying that for me, I just wasn't captured. After Rebel Moon 1, I wasn't excited to see 2. I'm just like, all
I
right,
think
I'll see it.
we watched the first one, didn't we? And I fell
Yeah.
asleep.
Yeah.
I went falling asleep, man.
So anyway,
Yeah.
look, guys, that's my fault. It's on Netflix anyway, guys. Do check it out. The director's cut, director's cut will come out in September or something, and apparently they're supposed to be like whole different kind of movie. So I'll check it out because I'm a fan of Zack Snyder and I like his work and I like his creative work.
Mm.
So I'll check it out, but just not, I'm not crazy into it.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got a chance to watch Monkey Man. Now that was fucking awesome. Dev
Yeah,
Patel,
bro.
that was fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, man.
Dev Patel's awesome. Like the training he put in, his acting's awesome. Everything he does, I feel like is just fantastic.
Yeah, man.
He's got a great way of showcasing and expressing India and the culture into his movies. Now, of course, this movie's focused a lot because apparently I think a lot of it got like boycotted in India because he expressed a lot of the dark side of India, which every
Yeah.
country has. And we're talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the social issues, the gangster issues, the prostitution, the government shit, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, man.
But this movie, it was, bro, the story, the revenge story for his mother, ultimately, the way he laid out the story, which was great. Like there was not too much backstory. Like the backstory was in the movie, so you didn't waste time building it or whatnot. You got straight into it. The martial arts was great. He looked like he was in great shape.
Yeah,
his
man.
fighting techniques, all the violence was awesome. They even they made a quote about John Wick. Everyone said it's like the Indian John Wick. He even commented, and so of course he was inspired by these things. But man, I was
I mean, you
in.
know, it's a good movie from the start, bro. Start go. Dev Patel's a brilliant actor, and plus he had Jordan Peele. Peele is his name Peele?
Yeah.
Jordan Peele. Yeah, he was in it as well. And bro, it's like you said, man. From the start, it was just brilliant, bro. And it showed a different side. The soundtrack was awesome as well. The visual, not even visual effects, just the way it was shot in India was brilliant, man. Even the tuk-tuk, like that little tuk-tuk, even the way they used that was brilliant. Generally, I thought, Indian movie. I'm not really a fan of Indian movies, but I thought this is brilliant, man. Brilliant, definitely. It shows a different side to India,
Well, it's not
culturally
Bollywood
as
Indian.
well. It's not Bollywood,
It's
yeah,
Hollywood Indian.
yeah.
But I think Dev Patel, like I
Is
say, he does a great job of infusing his culture into it, and the whole story about Hanuman and
yeah,
the Indian gods
yeah,
and stuff like that. I'm not
yeah,
familiar with that stuff, to be honest with you, but
yeah,
that's a part of his culture, and he was able to kind of bring that in, and the racial
yes,
divides and the
yeah,
religion divides and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
Dev Patel is just amazing. I think he's really talented as an actor,
Yes,
as a producer,
yeah,
as a director. I think he's
definitely.
got a whole. His brain's different, man. He's got that all of that filmmaking, movie making, story
Yeah,
expression. He's got it all in his head, man. He's fantastic, man.
yeah, definitely, man. I agree with you, man. Like the way he showed the story, it was brilliant, man. Like his relationship with his mom, and obviously again, I don't want to get too much into it, but you know the men that were dressed as women and stuff like that. I don't know if that's a religion or a culture thing, or again, don't judge me, guys. But the way he showed that, how they were pushed out and outcast into the forest and stuff like that. I felt like there was a bit of a kickboxer scene, when he's training with the bag and the guy's playing the drums. Like he had all different sorts of elements in John Wick, everything, man. It was good. It was definitely a good movie, man.
Yeah.
I'll definitely watch it again. I think there's a copy online.
It's out on
But I
digital.
went.
It came out on
Is it?
digital already,
Oh, right,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah, because it was
okay.
originally supposed to come out on digital, but Jordan Peele was so impressed by it. He's like, no, man, this has to
It's for
have a
cinema, yeah.
theatrical release. So they released it in cinema, and then like 4 weeks later, it's come out on digital, which it was originally
Okay.
supposed to come on. So guys, check it
Okay.
out. Check it out.
Yeah,
Highly
man.
recommended. Highly recommended.
Yeah, man.
Moving on, I finished watching Tokyo Vice.
I need to
I had
start,
no
man.
idea that it was actually based on real life events. Like that guy, the character in the show is actually a real dude. He lives in Japan now, a journalist there. So listen, great show. Like obviously the show was dramatized a bit more so, but a lot of it is based on real life events. He's got his book out called Tokyo Vice and whatnot. It really highlights again Japan, Tokyo, the Yakuza, the police force, the journalists, like just how it's all intertwined, and the real gangster element of the Yakuza organization, which, again, it's just like many criminal organizations, like the higher end ones, gets involved in politics and police and journalism and all this sort of stuff. It's freaking fantastic the way it just kind of collaborates with all the different characters.
And to watch, and it's got the actor that played Katsumoto, right?
Yeah, Watabe, Ken Watabe.
Ken
Or
Watabe. Okay.
Watabe or Watanabe probably. Ken Watanabe. I can't pronounce it, but I think it's Ken Watanabe. He's awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
So guys, check that out. That's everything I've watched this week. Have you seen anything else new or something?
No, nothing. The only thing, I got a PS Portal for my wife for Eid. It was a nice gift from her. And obviously you're quite interested in it. I know a lot of friends that I've recommended, they tried to get on it now, man. But it's so fun to play. If someone such as myself, as a busy father, I don't ever get a chance to sit in this room and play games unless it's late at night. But now I'm able to play the PlayStation while downstairs with the kids. And a lot of people think, why don't you take the PlayStation downstairs? I can't. The kids watch TV, so I won't be able to play it. But now having this handheld device, honestly, it's brilliant, man. You gotta have good Wi-Fi. Our Wi-Fi is pretty decent, so I get to play, which is good, man. But yeah, that's it. Anything else? I ain't watched nothing new. I watched Dragon Ball Z and Baki. I started Baki. One Piece. I started One Piece anime, and yeah, that's long. That seems long, but it's fun. It's fun. That's it, bro. I ain't watched nothing else, man. Like,
All
just
right.
don't get the chance. Don't get the chance, man.
Cool. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's quickly move on and finish up.
Yeah, man.
So with
Yeah,
some
yeah.
MCU news, let's go into some MCU news. Just some quick news. Kevin Feige asked comic book writers to kill off Kamala Khan to make things aligned with the MCU. So I find this quite interesting that Kevin Feige or the MCU universe, movie universe, is dictating some of the things that the comic book writers, because comic books is the source. But it's interesting how he's trying to get things done in the comics to align with the MCU and what they're going to take the MCU in. So that's an interesting alignment. I thought was happening there. 20 years after Spider-Man 2 release, apparently they brought it out again. It made 800,000 in the box office. I mean, how crazy is that? 20 years after it was
Really?
released.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know.
So I didn't even know that either. I kept seeing it everywhere, but that's freaking awesome. And then Marvel's Blade apparently got rewritten again for the fifth time. I don't know what the hell's happening with that Blade movie, but for the fifth time.
I read something they're gonna start production, like start filming this year or something. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're trying to do it, but for some reason it just keeps getting rewritten. Maybe they're not happy with the script. I don't know, man. But
I feel sorry for Mahershala Ali, man. He's like thinking, what the hell, man? Sitting there
well,
waiting.
I think he's involved in some of this politics and whatnot, but
Oh,
I don't know. I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the MCU news. Other movie news. Let's move into other movie news. Face Swap, the sequel to Face Off, is gonna bring back Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. So that's gonna be interesting that those two come back. Obviously, John Travolta's character dies at the end of that movie, but they
Of
still can
course,
keep
yeah.
his face and everything. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that. I don't think John was involved in that, but today's retro movie review, we're going to talk about a classic John Woo movie. But anyway,
Yeah.
Face Swap, looking forward to that. Tarantino's movie universe. So last week on the podcast, I was talking about how Tarantino's last movie, The Critic, was being stopped. I think Tarantino has moved in a different direction or whatnot. So I made a comment saying, it'd be awesome if if Tarantino's made a movie of his Tarantino movie universe, right? So all these different characters in one movie. Apparently, this movie was supposed to be that, the Tarantino universe or the Quentin universe or whatever you want to call it. So that would have been sick. Could you imagine just the different characters in all these different
That would
movies coming back? I mean, just the dialogue itself would be freaking amazing. So, but apparently that's not happening anymore. I think he's moving in a different direction, probably, but it was supposed to be his final movie. So it'd be interesting to see what happens next. But that would have been awesome if it did happen.
Yeah.
But I kind of predicted it, or I kind of manifested it, and that's what was gonna happen, but didn't. All right. Moving on, Lord of the Rings trilogy is returning to theaters this June with Peter Jackson's 2020 4K remastered and extended edition. So guys, all you Lord of the Ring fans, if you want to watch a 4K remastered extended edition, go check it out in cinema. I don't think I will personally. It's a long ass movie and shit. But you know, the movie's already 3 hours, so I wonder how long an extended edition will be. But
Yeah, man.
Lord
I
of
mean,
the
it's
Ring fans,
great
yeah,
movies. But I can't even watch a half an hour episode nowadays, man, without falling asleep.
yeah. So Lord of the Ring fans, check it out. All right, cool. Let's move on. You already spoke about the PS4. We're going to talk about video games, but you already spoke about that. So we'll just move. We'll finish off with retro movie reviews, and this week we're going to talk about Hard Boiled, 1992, John Woo, Chow Yun-fat, Andy Lau. Was it Andy Lau?
Andy Lau and Andy Leung, isn't it? Andy Leung and Chai Fat.
Yeah, let me double check.
Was it Tony Leung? Wasn't it Tony
Tony
Leung?
Long, Tony Long, Tony Long. That's it.
Tony Leung. Yeah. He was
Um,
Shang-Chi's dad, right? Don't forget.
yeah, the legend. So, man,
Yeah.
listen. So this movie turned 32 the other day. We posted something on our socials. John Woo Instagram, official Instagram. We posted what we
Man.
posted, which was awesome to get some. You
Yeah.
know, there's a connection there with John Woo, which is awesome. We grew up with these movies. This
Yeah,
movie,
man.
now this movie, I think. Well, of course, John Woo was ahead of his time when it came to
Yeah,
action
man.
movies, right? All
Of
this
course.
John Wick, all this Extraction, all these action movies have come out.
Came from him.
Yeah, the lineage was on that lineage. John Woo was there from the beginning.
Yeah.
This
100%.
movie, man, I mean, it was ahead of his time. And again, I always say this, man. John Woo had done this amazing thing where he brought in an actor like Chow Yun-fat and Tony Leung, like great actors to
Yeah.
play great
Yeah.
action parts,
It's that.
because
Yeah.
these action movies have so much emotion behind
Of
each
course.
character. You know,
Yeah.
the opening scene is just freaking amazing in the tea house
Yeah.
with the bird cages.
With the bird cage.
He's
Yeah.
playing the saxophone or the flute or whatever it is. All these characters always have a second talent or whatnot. And nothing is cooler than, like, I'm not even joking, nothing's cooler than Chow Yun-fat with a baby in his arms shooting bad guys. And there's something, again, the creativeness behind it is just amazing. Like John Woo was just ahead of his time. I mean, that scene is so freaking cool. Like he's got the baby, he's in the hospital or whatnot at the end.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And he's just shooting at people. He's singing him a little lullaby
Yeah.
and whatnot. And I just find it like creatively amazing. Like this was back in 1992. This movie was made, and you're just getting this kind of action. The action's just, bro. So all these long form, one cut action scene. Again, this was hard boiled. I want to
hard
think.
boiled, isn't it? Yeah.
I want to think hard boiled was the first to do this, but at the end there was like a long form one shot action scene. And what was amazing about this was not only is Chow Yun-fat and Tony Leung's character, Tequila, and what was Tony Leung's character?
Tequila
and I can't remember his name in the movie. Anyway, they're doing like, you know, tag team shooting up bad guys and whatnot. But it is the emotions in between, because the scenes doesn't stop. So they're doing action scenes and whatnot. Tony Leung at a scene kills a police officer who he didn't know, because they're in the middle. This is what I love about these movies. They're in the middle of action. They're in the middle of battle with these gangsters and whatnot. There's police officer. He accidentally killed a police officer. The scene carries on. While this long form scene is carrying on, Tony Leung's freaking out. I killed a police officer. I killed a police officer. Going through a lift and whatnot, and it just carries on. Like he's going through this emotion. Chow Yun-fat's like, Tequila's like,
get out of it, man.
Yeah, we got it. So, and then the action carries on, and it's just so fantastic. The way it's not just a long form action scene. You're getting a long form action scene, one cut action scene with emotions and everything involved in too. It's so great that the mixture between acting and action acting in one scene is ahead of its time. The movie's just so ahead of its time.
100%, man. You know what? Like I said, John Woo had done something special, man. He made shootouts, gun martial arts, man, like gun cutter. Yeah, you honestly, it's like he brought it out before Christian Bale did in that movie. What was it called again, man? Equilibrium. Yeah, he made gun action movies just look fun, bro. And he never never finished without emptying the clip, man. There was points, even the killer, and I'm sure you've done a review on the killer. He would empty that clip out, man. He made it look beautiful. And there was even that game that came out, which was called. I actually downloaded it on my Steam Deck. Oh, what was it called? Stranglehold.
Stranglehold.
Yeah, and same thing. They had the tea house scene with the bird cage, and
That
what was it?
well, that game I think obviously was influenced by John Woo and Chang Fat and whatnot,
Yeah,
but
yeah, Chang Fat. Yeah, yeah,
it was hard boiled. I mean, this movie
yeah,
does that.
yeah,
Like you got again, nothing's cooler than Chang Fat sliding down
yeah,
some stairs and shooting and double
yeah,
gunning the
yeah,
motherfucker and whatnot.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
other scenes that where all this connection, like again, they're in the hospital and they jump out through the morgue,
Mm.
shooting, get on one of
Shooting, yeah,
the
yeah,
stretchers
yeah,
rolling. It's
yeah,
just so
yeah,
cool. This is what I'm trying to say. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
John
remember that.
Woo's creative mind was just ahead of his
Brilliant, man.
time.
Brilliant. Yeah, yeah, brilliant, man. Like, I think he's coming out with something new recently, man. I
Well, he
remember,
done
I
that.
think,
He done that. What do you call it? The Silent Night one, which was awesome.
yeah, that was it. Yeah, Silent Night. Yeah, yeah, that
I
was
saw that in
brilliant
cinema.
again,
That was
man.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that at home, and that again, that was brilliant, man. Like he has his touches, and you know that's a John Woo movie. Be it doves, be it a long black jacket with two Berettas. That was his famous gun, bro. Two Berettas. Um, I don't know. He's magical when it comes to action movies, bro. And yeah, I mean, like you don't know. Can anyone come close to him? Everyone's got their own different
Ah,
touches
it's
anyway,
all
but he had that.
inspired, man. I mean,
Is it?
Tarantino's inspired
Yeah,
by John Woo. Like all of these movies, like you
yeah.
can't say that they're not inspired by John Woo.
John
And
Woo.
John Woo was probably inspired by other movies. I mean, definitely was
Yeah,
inspired by other
yeah,
creative movies. So
yeah,
it's just an evolution of action movies, but also creative action movies, not just killing
yeah.
people for the sake of it, which obviously happens in the movies, but making
Mm,
it creative, making it
yeah.
art, which
Mm.
people might be killing people's art. Right? It's a movie, right?
It's a movie,
But
yeah, yeah,
action movies art, man. That's what I'm trying to say. It makes it
yeah.
artistic, and
But
these that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. The
man.
John Woo, the John Wicks, the Extractions, the Equilibrium. Even though it's so fucking cool, it's art on the big screen.
Yeah,
It's action
yeah,
art on the big
yeah,
screen, and John Woo's a part of that lineage.
yeah, yeah. That's it. Oh, who is it? Jonah Hill. Or was it Jonah Hill or Channing Tatum was saying nothing better than doves, man. Doves flying
Yeah.
everywhere. That's it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like when you watch those movies and when you see a John Woo movie, you know that that's just a little reference to John Woo.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Man, brilliant movie. I really enjoyed watching this movie. Again, we did it because it turned 32, and then we got a little shout out from John Woo, or a little repost from John Woo, and I was like, yeah, let's do this movie as this week's retro movie review. So, guys, if you haven't seen Hard Boiled, check it out. Check it out. If you're an action
yeah.
fan, if you love all this John Wick stuff, if you love it, you have to go back and check out the
Mm.
lineage of where this stuff came from. You got to check
Yeah,
out
man.
the action, one of the action pioneers of John Woo, and Chow Fat just being such a cool actor as well. Tony Leung, if
Yeah,
you've
man.
seen Shang-Chi and this whole thing about Tony Leung, this legend, Hong Kong acting legend coming into that movie.
We're excited for, man.
Like, go back and watch one of his old films. This is a classic one to definitely watch to see where it
There's
comes, where his some of his work basically.
he played a good role in. Remember that film, Bullet in the Head?
Yes, of course,
That
another
was a
John
good
Woo
movie.
movie. Yeah,
That was Joe. Yeah, yeah, that was a good movie as well, man. Definitely. All right.
cool. All right, well, guys, check that one out. Hard Boiled, this week's retro movie review. Super exciting.
Yeah, man.
That's it, man. Guys, that was it for
That's it.
this week's podcast, man. I mean, it was good to have Ash on
Yeah,
to
man.
kind of jump in with us, and hopefully we'll try and get you in as much as possible. But do
Yeah,
check out the
man.
gaming channel. Ashraf's always playing games on this. Check that out.
I'm thinking about changing the game room. I think I discussed it with you. Maybe get a corner desk, gaming monitor, get rid of the big TV. Try and make it a study room as well as a gaming room as well for the kids, man. But let's see, Edwin. That's future thing.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
figure that stuff out, man. We're trying to make things a bit more efficient and whatnot.
yeah.
But yeah, guys, look,
Cool.
again, guys, I said it in the beginning, but thank you for all the support. Thanks for the subscribers. If you're not a
Mm-hmm.
subscriber and you've listened to the whole podcast all the way through, thank you. Please subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
If you like this content, subscribe.
Yeah, man.
Check the channels out. Check our social medias out. Ash's not on it, but check the Brothers Geek Out social medias. We're gonna have our trailer reactions. We're gonna have our movie reactions. We're gonna have podcast clips.
Yeah, man.
And we're gonna give you know, the premieres and the movie what do you call them? Not premieres, the premieres and fuck, I gone
Reviews?
blank. No, the screenings.
Screenings. Okay.
Yeah, all of that stuff is all gonna be out there. What we're up to, guys. We're trying to do our best to put in the work, regardless of being shadow banned or whatnot. We're still gonna do our thing. But we reached 700 subscribers on YouTube, which is
Yeah, man.
great. So thanks
Yeah,
for
man.
guys for the support.
Thank you,
And
guys.
on that note, guys, we're gonna leave it there. Guys, thanks for
Yeah, man.
watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. And we'll catch
Thank
you on
you.
next week's episode. Yeah, peace.
Peace, guys.